I'm glad to give you today an insight towards my project of Tandem-Counseling for Easy Language, which is situated at the Federal Monitoring Body for Digital Accessibility of the Republic of Germany. This idea was born to realize the legal regulations for easy language by the EU Directive for Public Bodies. I wanted to do this with the quality of the user experience side. That means by a validator in digital accessibility for easy language. And her name is Janina Spang. Because just by peer testing and counseling, a web page might become accessible in easy language, because you need more than just the text. But each idea needs a gatekeeper, as you know, and therefore my acknowledgement goes to the head of the Federal Monitoring Body, to Michael Wahl, who immediately grabbed my idea and said, yes, the user experience view is so important and we need counseling and testing by peers. And according to this, he involved also members of his staff, to whom my acknowledgement also goes to Alexander Pfingstler and Marco Zesch, who supported Janina and me with a huge amount of organizational and technical items. Yeah, so our target, as I mentioned already, is the implementation of digital accessibility according to the EU directive, which means that in Germany, the websites and mobile applications have to be accessible up from, for websites, the 23rd of September last year, and for mobile applications up to from the 23rd of June this year. So there are also duties for the public bodies to give informations on their websites in easy language. And so they are affected by easy language, fortunately. And what is a public body? Public bodies are administrations, ministries, law institutions, but also health institutions which are ruled by state, or foundations which are financed by state up from 50% according in Germany to the law for disabled people or challenged people. I prefer this name. In paragraph 12a, there is the duty to give information in easy language immediately. And as a part of the BGG, there is the barrier-free information technique regulation. And there in the paragraphs 4 and 7 is fixed easy language as an obligation for websites of public bodies. So there is a need in a qualification process, and the first things which are obligated are the homepage. This means about us. It's for the information someone gets if this is of interest for him or not. Then the navigation. So it's for the self-determined process to go through a web page and to select by him or herself if the content is of interest. Then further important content. This is a very flexible definition, but imagine you are a health institution, you want to give some informations about cancer, and then you have to think about what is your target group. Is your target group also the target group of people with disabilities and learning disabilities? Are they also affected by cancer? Might that be? Yes, so you should give this important information. So you should give this further important content, and the more the best. Then, last but not least, that's the paragraph 7, which I mentioned of the BFIT-Bund, is the declaration on accessibility, including a feedback mechanism. And that is nothing else but a help desk. If you find a barrier, if you find as a challenged person by cognitive or learning disabilities, too complex sentences, technical words, then you can give a sign by the feedback mechanism. And the author of the webpage is, has to improve his web page. So the declaration on accessibility is to recreate every year, you have to give the information in easy language. So, and that's a huge range of duties for public bodies in the items of easy language, and therefore we did the implementation of the Tandem-Counseling and testing. Yeah, so we have a double expertise in easy language. That's me as a facilitator, as you want to say so. I'm translator and expert in digital accessibility, especially for easy language, and the validator Janina Spang as examiner for websites and applications, and first of all, as a peer who can give us and the public bodies the useful user experience. So we counsel in 2 ways. First of all, we have the textual and non-textual items according to the BFIT paragraph 2a. This means that we have the textual criteria in easy language according to part 2, where the rules of Netzwerkleichte Sprache are mentioned. So I think Bernabé Rosillo mentioned this, the Netzwerkleichte Sprache, this morning. Second, the non-textual criteria we involve, and they are out of the Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. These are technical success criteria, which are very important, that a user can percept, can understand, and can operate. So, and the second is the user experience itself. It gives a holistic view towards the so-called usability, which is written down in a normalization. It's called DIN ISO. I have written it here on this slide if you want to read it. And there are 3 criteria which fit perfectly to the technical criteria of the WCAG. And these are efficiency. How can I do everything what I want in a quick and efficient way? Is it effective? So can I reach my target? Can I solve everything by percepting easy language and doing this on a web page, what I want to do? And is it satisfying? So, and we also include as Annika Hase mentioned, the Article 8 of the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, according to their special knowledge towards these items, because they are peers. So what is the concrete peer challenge of digital accessibility? And in the morning, Elisa Perego asked us about a validation checklist. And I think, according to the Web Cognitive Guidelines, we have this checklist perhaps already. And you can see it on this slide, orientation. There we are, our target group is challenged by. That means, what can I do? How can I use this? Am I self-determined? Perception. Is content clear, understandable, and not annoying? So are sentences short? Words are common in use. Performance. Can I reach my target efficient, quick, and satisfying? Do I have an icon which is easy to find on the website? Yeah, guess the easy to read icon. Yeah. How is the placement, the figure, the color? Can I recognize it? That means, can I have a recall? Is accent and access and content, are they reliable? Am I able to remember? Am I able to do it anytime in the same way? Is it consistent? Consistency is a VCRG criteria, success criteria on itself. Then decision-making. Are applications and informations clear and without timeout, which kicks me out? Solving. Am I able to handle the website by easy applications, assistive technologies, and a level of language? Yeah, our easy speech language level, A1 or A2. And finalizing. Do I come to an end throughout a clear and stable website structure, so that the content is clear and understandable, that structure gives me perception, even text structure is meant by this, and therefore, is it usable? So we scaled easy language and these are our solution in 3 levels. We say these are the preconditions for perceptibility, to percept, to understand, and to see it in a holistic way. Beside, you are impaired by according disabilities, so like deaf, blind people, which have learning and cognitive disabilities, but perhaps also a movement disorder. So the technical level is of importance. It gives us the precondition for usability. So over screen reader, joystick, on-screen keyboard. Then we have second, the representative level. It enables perceptibility by adapting different output variants. So like contrast, alternative text. We heard about it this morning. Indication of text function, labeling of text sections, symbols and icons which explain its function, site structure, alternatives of reading level also. And you see here fit the VCRG levels, the Web Cognitive Content Accessibility Guidelines, to the third level, which is on the next slide. This is the content level. This level assists comprehensibility of the text through setting reader and text in reference to one another, and this by aligning the European framework of references for languages, and then for easy language, of course, by level A1 or A2. And this content level is divided in Germany in 2 factors of understanding. After Netzwerk leichte Sprache, we have there the internal factors like usage of common words, explanation of technical terms, avoidance of negotiation. And B, external factors like sentence construction, usage of numbers, punctuation marks, font, and text design. So what throughout do we gain of the tandem counseling when the public bodies call Janina and me and they want to have some advices? So we already get some evidence-based data about that. We have a high request of public bodies to improve digital accessibility for easy language. So 80% of 100% who calls us immediately come into realization. The motivation is of 4 types. To fulfill legal regulation, as I mentioned, that are 100%. To make accessibility visual by easy language is really an item of marketing and strategic communication. It's so cool for them because how can a user recognize that a web page is accessible? Yes, by the common easy language icon or by sign language you can see on this. So it's visible. It makes accessibility, easy language makes accessibility visible. And third, there is a huge lack of knowledge about textual and non-textual items to create easy language in digital access, really barrier-free. These are 90%. And there we have a lot of information to give, a lot of counseling to do. And the 4th point is to include the user experience, because by the tandem counseling, the public bodies recognize that the user view, the user experience of Janina is really, really great, because just if you can use it and if the peer says, yes, it works for me, it's really good. So which outcome by tandem counseling do we have? Yes, we do this counseling upon the 3 levels of standards for easy language. And we involve the challenges like perception, orientation, all of this type, so that tandem counseling gets really evidence-based. And we see, and we can counsel for an easy access, clear structure and navigation, which supports to understand how things are and how to use them. Second, clear buttons, icons, symbols, helping user to find what they need. There's a lot of this to say about contrast, the font and the icon itself. Yeah, do I understand by it what is meant? What shall I do with it? Then third, understandable content by easy language level A1 or A2. The feedback mechanism and time out to avoid mistakes and to help to correct them so that I can go through a page without annoying. Then we give the advice of no pop-ups, music, banners, and no timeout, but for a calm background. This is so useful and important for the people which have a problem with orientation and concentration. Then helping that process doesn't rely on memory by gathering key points from a heavy text. Explain technical or unfamiliar words. Don't change the meaning of one word. Provide blocks or text or content which are headed and use short sentences. Support adaptation and personalization by contrast. Pointer gestures that you can magnify it, text alternatives, videos, pictures, reading level or voiceover, and provide help and support by feedback mechanism, auto fill-in, plugins in easy language, which you give an orientation and help what to do next. So our findings in tandem counseling are that we could improve the appreciation for quality and importance of the user experience. We could do an improvement of quality for digital access by providing success criteria throughout perceptible, operable, understandable and robust items, as I mentioned, for according to the Web Cognitive Accessibility Guidelines. We recognize that there is a wide range of websites providing easy language from German government bodies, which are quite clear in content, stable and accessible, to public federal state bodies. There is a diverse landscape, let me mention like this. And our tandem counseling supports empathy and duty to fulfill the EU regulation up from the 23rd of September last year from websites and up from the 23rd in June of this year for mobile apps. So in the end, we have an acknowledgement of guidelines for easy language in digital. And this is quite a good result, I think. And there I brought you, for the end, an example of our practical approach, because Michael Wahl wanted to create an easy symbol, easy icon to sign the barrier for the feedback mechanism. So that you can do a report on a barrier. And these are the both icons which someone created, a designer, and Janina and me, we proved them to digital accessibility. And Janina's choice was the first one you see on the slide, with a white font, because she said the white font is better to read and the red letter is better to recognize as the symbol to report a barrier. So nowadays you can find it on the homepage of the www.bfit-Bund.de, and you are invited to visit us. And thank you for listening. I hope I could give you some good information and just in time. Thank you.